Welcome back to Ratchet and Clank. Today we're going to be visiting our first space station level. There are only two of these, and to actively fully explore these, you need the O2 helmet, which we're not getting until later on.
Hang on. Space Station. You mean the console line that this game was released on?
Fuck you.
And
Oh,
as you
by the
can
way,
see,
I'm
ladies and
back.
gentlemen, Edge is back. Edge is back. And you totally ruined my thing for him. Damn it, Edgy.
I tend to do
I
that.
had something planned. I had something planned, and I wasn't expecting you to, like, introduce right off the hop, because I was going to, like, introduce, because, yeah. Anyway, welcome back, Edge.
Yeah. So I'm back. So if you miss the chair squeaking noises, or every now and then the default Samsung notification tone because I still haven't changed it, it's back.
I don't think your
Okay,
stuff's
speaking of
been picked
Edge,
up in the episodes.
Oh, my stuff's been
I
picked
think
up in
mine
the
has, but, like, I
episodes.
can't help it. Like, I can't help it, because, like, if
Believe
I'm
me,
actually trying to build, like, a
I've had
record
plenty
studio.
of.
And now we're
I-
playing as Clank.
Like, just a makeshift one. But,
Oh, goody.
Link is only playable in the spots where Ratchet cannot breathe. We will be returning to these spots once we get the O2 helmet, like I said, because there's a gold bolt in this area that Link cannot get.
All right, but you're in space, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
why do you have irregular gravity?
I have no idea.
Seems like kind of an oversight. No wonder this game series is dormant.
Fuck you. No, dormant is what you call Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper.
Okay, yeah. So Ratchet and Clank is not as dormant as those, but don't you think it's a little bit odd that we had, one new game and they just let that be it? Like, I don't see much of a difference between Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and, like, Crash Bandicoot 4. I kind of see both of them on the same line. Like, both of them are a new entry to a long dormant series made to test the waters, and I don't know how well the reception was of Ratchet and Clank Rift
I've
Apart.
heard very
because
good things about Rift Apart.
Oh,
Really
I
good
know.
things, really good things.
People
As
love
someone-
it, but what I'm more wondering
Yep.
is, did it sell good enough to convince Insomniac, to convince Sony to pump out more? Because at this point, it feels like
they did
Insomniac
announce.
is more
They
focused
did announce
on.
after.
You better
They
repeat
did
yourself.
announce after Rift Apart. Like, sorry, you guys talk over me half the time, so I'm trying to, like, say my piece. But, they did announce, like, after Rift Apart, like, they do have plans for, like, another game, but it just depends on when Sony is going to allow them to actually do the game. That's the thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Insomniac has Wolverine to work on.
Well, they have Wolverine and a potential Spider-Man 2 DLC pack. I would not be surprised if they have, like, another unnamed project on their plate. But I'm gonna be honest. At this point, what I want to see is not a new Ratchet and Clank games. I want to see them, like, port the games over, because I don't know if
Everyone wants Sony to basically get it through their heads that we want. But yeah. No. Let me reverse that. Everyone wants the reignited Insane trilogy treatment to the original 3 Ratchet and Clanks, the original 3 Jack and Daxters, and the original 3 Sly Coopers.
Yeah, but look, I don't even care if we get a remaster or if they just put the PS2 games on there, because the PS2 Ratchet and Clank games are not on the PlayStation Plus Premium.
Technically they are.
Let me guess, PS3
Collection.
remasters.
Collection.
Yeah.
It's a collection.
So no
Yeah.
one would basically play them on the PS5.
because you're streaming them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing I want to see first. Like what I want to see is, I don't care if it's like Reignited Trilogy or on Ratchet and Clank Unbolted Collection. I don't know what they're going to call it, but that's what I want to see first. All right, and
I could see they do like Ratchet and Clank nuts and bolts. Honestly, like nuts and bolt collection. That's just what comes to my mind.
No.
Yeah.
And here we have like the mini like what eventually will become Mr. Zircon robots, if I'm mistaken.
No, Gadgebots are not Mr. Zircon.
I thought they were.
No, they weren't.
But okay, all right, but okay, speaking of like Sly Cooper and that, do you guys remember like when they named like Sony made the announcement that there was supposed to be a Sly Cooper movie?
Yeah.
I mean, considering that
Yeah,
Sony has a whole ass movie department, I wouldn't be surprised if they at one point consider doing a Sly Cooper movie. I
Well,
mean,
they-
for
they
fuck's
did,
sake, they
and
made it.
the
For fuck's
thing-
sake, they made a Gran Turismo movie. I don't think there's anything necessarily that's off the
Why did
table.
they make that as a movie? But here's the thing: the Sly Cooper movie was originally supposed to be done by Mainframe Entertainment. It's a company here in Canada. Mainframe Entertainment is best known for the company behind the show Reboot,
Oh.
and like it was the same company that did the Ratchet and Clank movie under their Rainforest name, but like I don't know. It was originally Mainframe, and then they changed the name, and then they changed it back to Mainframe for the reboot of Reboot, which turned out to be really disastrous for them because no one liked the reboot of Reboot.
I wonder why.
And like as well, as a hardcore Reboot fan, because like that's a show that I grew up with here, it made me mad. And I will say this hands down, Megabyte is still one of the best like TV show villains for a kid's show.
I mean, I can imagine that Megabyte, that it sounded scary back then, but like nowadays, what is a megabyte? It's 1024 kilobytes.
God damn it, Edgy.
Hey, computer jokes.
I mean, yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, I walked into that one honestly.
Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure that PC component manufacturer Gigabyte used to be called Megabyte, but then they changed their name because at the time Gigabyte was the large, just the large number, the large quantity, the large amount. And nowadays it seems like terabyte is the more consistent number.
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel like, not necessarily that we're getting sidetracked, but I do feel like I need to comment on my history with the Ratchet and Clank franchise, and that's a quite simple one. There isn't really that much history to go around. I was aware of the series as a kid, and I'm pretty sure that at one point I played some Ratchet and Clank knockoffs. I recall playing this Phineas and Ferb game as a kid, the one based on the movie, and I recall
the
that
movie?
one. Across the second dimension.
Across the second dimension movie. Yeah, I
Like
had
I-
that for my Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, I had that one on the PS3, and I think it had some elements of Ratchet and Clank. But
It
then
would not
I really
surprise
did.
me if it did. I also kind of see it being similar to the Jimmy Neutron games too.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's a
Yeah.
it's a kid's game, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just one of one of those beat 'em ups that you kind of saw in that time period. Like
Yeah.
there really were a lot of those.
The 4-person
So-
top-down ones, or
Yeah. Although the game only had 2-player support, and I played all by my lonesome because I was 11 at the time,
Oh,
and
you too.
my brother.
I tried to
wasn't.
give it. Yeah. I tried to convince my brother to play the game with me, but he just like straight up like he did not like Phineas and Ferb. He found the show completely a waste of time. And I'm like, how can you say that when you have like someone like Doofenshmirtz and Parrot the Platypus?
Yeah, sounds like a typical brother kind of comment. I mean, I remember. I've got plenty of those memories from my older brother as well. He seemed to be more into stuff like Need for Speed or Top Gear. He was not
so
into,
he was
into car
boring.
stuff. I mean,
What you?
to be fair, over time I started getting into those things. So
yeah,
I
but
found
you
it boring.
like Forza. You like Forza Horizon and that stuff. They at least don't actively try and be streety.
No, he was playing a lot of racing games at the time
Yeah,
too.
yeah, no.
Like he was also the reason why I got into stuff like Test Drive Unlimited 2. Just couldn't play it that much because hey, the Xbox 360 wasn't mine.
That was me remembering. Oh yeah, the suck cannon in 1 sucks. It doesn't even suck up boxes.
But anyway, my history with Ratchet and Clank, because we were getting severely sidetracked.
Again.
No, so I heard of the series as a kid, but I never properly sat down and played them. Which is kind of weird because I had a PS3 as a kid, which is like the home of Ratchet and Clank. Like, didn't it get like 6 of them? 6 mainline games on the PS3?
On the PS3
Yeah.
got the collection, an HD version of Deadlock, which I will be playing. It got
Deadlock. That was the
Gladiator for you.
game,
Gladiator for you.
right? Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I kind of feel like they kind of dropped the ball on that name. Like, was there really nobody at Insomniac who's like, okay, why aren't we just calling it Mortal Kombat?
I have no fucking idea. It's like
Well,
I really don't understand why. It's
remember
like that's so weird.
Remember that like Deadlock was the name of like the show that they were stuck to participate in.
Yeah, but still, Mortal Kombat would have been really better. I bought the Taunter
Yeah.
just because it's needed for a skill point that I do show off. Plus, I kind of like using it in this part. But yeah, you're thinking Deadlock. It also got the entire Future quadrilogy: Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, Kraken Time. Although I
Kraken
prefer
Time.
the original name, Clock Blockers. Yeah, like that's why I kind of like that name. And I will be, and when I do Kraken Time, I'm gonna be basically mentioning that in the title of the first episode. And Into the Nexus.
Yeah, like
All
point
for
is,
One.
there is a lot
forgot
of
All for
Ratchet
One.
and Clank love on the
All for
PS3, and then on the PS4 it was basically like,
The
hey
movie
guys,
The
we
movie
got a
game.
reboot.
With the movie game was not bad. I actually do enjoy the movie game.
Yeah, I played like half an hour of it, and it was pretty good. And but yeah, so that's basically my experience with Ratchet and Clank. As a kid, I was aware of it, but I didn't play it. And then I at one point snagged a reboot because it was free as part of Sony's Play at Home initiative to incentivize people to stay at home during lockdown, because people weren't staying home during the lockdown. And then a couple of months ago, I purchased Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart because it was like $40 at my local toy store. And I played a bit of it. I was really impressed with the graphics, but I ended up dropping it, and it's for the very same reason why I'm going to actually praise the Ratchet & Clank games. They had full-on Dutch translations, and for a kids game, or for a kids game, that's impressive, because a lot of the time the publishers go like, well, fuck international market, I guess. No, they fully embraced the Dutch market. They understood that if the game was going to be PEGI 3, a lot of young kids were probably going to play that don't know the English language very well. So all the text on screen was in Dutch, and all the language, or all the dub was also in Dutch. So that's one thing I want to give it praise for. But there's only one problem, and you know how when you have something like an anime, right? We have a pretty disrespectful term for a botched dub.
The dubbing felt rushed in Rift Apart.
Well, pretty much any Sony game, and if it's like a bad dub from Japanese to English, you guys call it Janglish. We have something similar.
English,
if something
English.
bad.
English.
English, Janglish, whatever. I'm pretty sure the people use both of them. But yeah, so we too have a term for it if a dub is done horribly from English to Dutch. En that is, ja godverdomme, wie de fuck heeft deze tering dub toegestaan? Hope you like editing, because I'm going to send you what that means.
God damn it. Girl. Anyway, that was the boss that has one of the worst skill points in this fucking game. In order to get the skill point for this, one of the skill points in order to get one of the skill points for the stage, you have to beat that boss using only the wrench.
Lovely.
It's not fucking fun, and you only have one shot a game.
And
Because you cannot fight it multiple times. You cannot fight.
I was about to ask if it was possible to save scum, but then I realized it's for completion, not for an achievement.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that skill point. I think it's one of the worst ones, but there is one that is better. That is worse. But I would rather do that one instead of basically beating the doing that boss.
Alright.
Now
Okay,
we get.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
The nerve of that guy charging you after you saved him.
Everyone
And
charges us.
hello,
in
Sonic
these
Adventure
games.
2 vibes.
Hell, in Going Commando, even the computers charge them.
You think they would be grateful that, you took the time to save them and help them, and like, oh, we can't let you have this for free. We have to, like, charge you. And as I said this before, hello, Sonic Adventure 2 vibes.
Hang on. So, Yu, if I understand you correctly, does that mean that even the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism has been corrupted by capitalism?
God damn it, Edgy. But no, there's one of my favorite scenes in Going Commando is basically in order to get a contact with Mr. Fizzwidget. Basically, you have to fix the computer, and then when you do so, that you come back and there's a giant bolt thing for it. And then to which Ratchet just goes, even the computers are charging us? That's it. This galaxy blows. I love it. It's one of my favorite scenes in the game.
I kind of. Do you guys mind if I bring up like one of my favorite scenes, like in a video game?
Go ahead.
It's not.
And after a Discord mishap, we are back. So good D-pad, go ahead and say what happened. Say
Share my moment.
Cutscene. Yeah.
All right, so like okay, favorite moment in the like a video game. It's not from the Ratchet and Clank series. It's from Crash Twin Sanity. It's when Cortex and Crash are trying to get back into Cortex's base, and Cortex is confronted by like that group of like
no, I know
the penguins with the rockets.
Which one you mean. I know which one you mean.
Yes, just yeah. The chick bounced, and then just the fact that they make like the reference to like Wrath of Cortex just made me laugh really hard. Like Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we had hoped. Fish, just like and then you have like that moment like with them just like looking at the fish. It just zooms, and the next you know, there's Cortex with his like ray gun.
And he just shoots.
I love it.
He just shoots.
Yes. I do know that Crash Twin Sanity had like a lot of visual comedy to it.
Yeah.
And that the game had a general more comedic tone, which I'm pretty sure many people point out is pretty much the highlight of the game, because my god, there was a lot of stuff wrong with that game.
I would say Twin Sanity was a bad game. It was really
You know you gotta make Sonic Boom.
What?
Okay.
You press the big red button.
We can talk about how we can talk how bad like Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is, but we can't make fun of the show. The show was the best thing from that series.
Oh yeah,
Show's
damn
the only
right.
thing everything anyone likes. Yes, I do ignore all the enemies just to get my ass out. Like I've listened a minute, okay? Like, screw piss off.
He's just like, I don't have time for that shit.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. But no.
Anyway,
Boom,
Edgy,
like,
do you
the
want
show
to
was
give
really...
your favorite moment in a video game?
Yeah.
Haven't got one that comes to mind.
I want to fucking strangle you for that fucking silence, because god damn it. You asshole.
Well,
how about you? You.
I already said mine. I already said one of mine.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Of course, I have to give honorable mention.
It's hard for me to just come to a definitive this is my favorite moment in all of video games, because I can, you know, I can point to something like, you know, the part in GTA San Andreas where Carl goes like, you do know that I'm black, right? And not Chinese, and that Woozie says I'm blind, not an idiot. Like I could list that as a favorite moment. I could point to the introductory cutscene of Sonic 06, where he basically just gives a slight tap to one of the robot and it fucking implodes or something.
What?
No. What happens is like he taps like that one robot and like it just keels over and it has like this domino effect and like the robots behind it just kind of explode one by one.
Yeah, like there's a lot of good moments in video games, and there's a high chance that I'm still yet to come my definitive all-time favorite.
Yeah, it's hard to pick just one scene because yeah, I might have to share my other favorite scene next episode.
One I always like to go back to is the scene in Mega Man Battle Network 3 where basically Jaw's being confronted with Desert Man's operator. Land just rolls in and just chucks his PET at the guy.
No, you know what? Actually, I think I got my favorite moment. I think my favorite moment was when I was playing when I was playing Battlefield 2042 on my Xbox Series X, and I realized, wow, this game is shit. So I sold the game in half.
Oh god damn it!
That's no joke. I actually did that. I do think I still have footage of it somewhere.
If you still have it, then yes, go ahead, link it to me, and I will put it at the end of this episode.